Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Industrial Packaging Podcast with me, your host, Nathan Dube, Digital Marketing Specialist at Industrial Packaging. On today's episode, we will be discussing flexible packaging versus rigid packaging, pros and cons. So without further ado, let's get down to today's topic. When it comes to choosing packaging for your products, you have a lot of options. So many that it might be overwhelming to find the perfect packaging. Two broad packaging categories that you will find are flexible packaging and rigid packaging. But what exactly are the differences between these two types of packaging materials? Some of the main differences include environmental impact, sustainability, cost, and other various items of consideration. At Industrial Packaging, we pride ourselves on being an educator in the flexible packaging supplies that we offer. However, we want to be clear that for some products, rigid packaging is a better choice. In today's episode, we will compare the pros and cons of flexible packaging and rigid packaging in an effort to provide an unbiased but educated perspective on each of these types of materials. So, first things first, what is flexible packaging? Flexible packaging includes all malleable packaging. Some common examples of flexible packaging include shrink film, stretch film, flexible pouches, seal bands, carded packaging, blister or skin packs, and clamshells. In reality, flexible packaging includes any protective packaging made from materials including plastic, paperboard, paper, foil, wax-coated paperboard, and similar materials or combinations of these materials. Flexible packaging supplies such as flexible pouches have taken the global packaging market by storm over the last 5 to 10 years and continue to expand the world over. Flexible packaging supplies are gaining quickly on rigid packaging due to their lower expense and lower environmental impact. Examples of products packaged in flexible packaging supplies include, but are not limited to, produce, coffee, meat, fish, poultry, drinks, industrial powders and liquids, electronics, and hundreds of other types of products. Today, you can find flexible packaging in just about every single supermarket throughout the world. Let's now recap the pros of flexible packaging. 1. Environmental impact. Flexible packaging takes up less space in landfills and has the lowest carbon footprint of alternative packaging supplies. 2. Ease of use. Flexible packaging generally has less ability to induce wrap rage and often has easy open capabilities such as tearaway lids on flexible pouches. 3. Lower cost. Most flexible packaging is less expensive than rigid alternatives. 4. Branding and aesthetic capabilities. Flexible packaging, such as flexible pouches, can be fully printed edge to edge with eye-catching graphics. 5. Less waste. Flexible packaging, which is often made from soft plastics, uses less material than rigid counterparts. Now, let us review the cons of flexible packaging. 1. Flexible packaging may affect the flavor of food or liquids. 2. Flexible packaging has low resistance to extreme temperatures. 3. Flexible packaging is difficult to recycle as there isn't an infrastructure set up to do so. 4. Flexible packaging can take up to 1,000 years to totally degrade in a landfill. Moving on from there, we shall answer the question, what is rigid packaging? Rigid packaging is packaging that features heavier and often stronger materials than flexible packaging. Forms of rigid packaging materials include, but are not limited to, glass, hard plastics, cardboard, metal, and so on. Rigid packaging supplies are usually more expensive than their flexible alternatives, and most have significantly higher carbon footprints than flexible packaging. Some examples of rigid packaging include whipped cream cans, pickle jars, hard plastic cannabis containers, yogurt containers, wine bottles, and hummus containers. Rigid packaging is often used when packaging fragile food products that need protection from falling. Think about the hard plastic container of hummus that usually will not break if dropped on the floor. While some rigid packaging generally ensures the safety of your product, items like glass pickle jars can still break if dropped. Some types of rigid packaging are used specifically to induce a sense of luxury. In fact, many types of luxury packaging use multiple different types of rigid packaging in one package. For example, fine single malt scotch is often packaged inside of a glass bottle and then a cardboard box or other additional container. Brands who require superior protection of their products will also often choose rigid packaging because of their often stronger protection capabilities. Rigid packaging is a popular choice due to the heavy-duty nature and protective qualities of the material used to make them. Let's review the pros of rigid packaging. 1. Superior strength. Rigid packaging made from hard plastics and other materials has superior strength to flexible packaging. 2. Impression of quality. Glass, for example, suggests luxury. 3. Unlikely to affect the flavor of food. This is due to the lack of soft plastics. 4. Often made from easy to recycle materials. For example, glass and hard plastic. Now, let us review the cons of rigid packaging. 1. Rigid packaging is notably more expensive in most cases. 2. Rigid packaging has a significantly higher carbon footprint. 3. Rigid packaging has much higher shipping costs. And 4. If not recycled, rigid packaging takes up more space in landfills. So, which type of packaging should you choose? When deciding on which type of packaging supply is right for your business, you will want to ask yourself a few questions and consider the answers carefully. Do you need superior product protection? If so, rigid packaging may be the best choice, although glass may not be. Is the environmental impact of your packaging important to you or your customers? If you answered yes, you will want to consider flexible packaging. Despite the fact that most flexible packaging is not recyclable, it has a much lower carbon footprint and still results in less pollution overall. Are you looking to reduce the cost of your packaging? If that is the case, flexible packaging is the better choice. Is your brand looking to express ultra high quality or luxury? If yes, then rigid packaging would be the best choice for your needs. Are you looking to keep the cost of shipping down? If you are, flexible packaging is a more sensible choice. Once you have answered these questions, you should be able to form a pretty solid idea about which type of packaging is the best choice for you. If, however, you are still unsure about how to proceed or would like assistance in choosing the proper packaging supplies, feel free to contact one of our packaging experts. They will be able to help you better understand the elements of flexible packaging versus rigid packaging and will also be able to help you choose an appropriate vendor, even if that means it is not us. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that does it for another episode of the Industrial Packaging Podcast with me, your host, Nathan Dube, Digital Marketing Specialist at Industrial Packaging. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I do hope you will join us again next time, where we will discuss what does your packaging color mean to your consumers. But until then, I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next time.